At the risk of coming across as human, I'm going to talk about isolation and loneliness because I'm experiencing it. Well, I rely on the internet. At this time in my life, I rely on the internet to engage with other people, to connect with other people, because circumstances in my life right now, the immediate surroundings that I'm in, it's not really a good time for me to start meeting people. And I go online. I've been going online, obviously, for some time. And I don't know if other people are feeling this way or if this is just purely a me problem, but there's really no online spaces that are suitable for me because there's extremism everywhere and there's just some kind of inability for people to get along. I've used pretty much most of the main social media platforms for years, obviously, from Facebook to Tumblr and Twitter. And of course, now I'm making videos on YouTube. So I just have to wonder which of these is actually going to facilitate some kind of friends or community. And the answer is none of them. So what am I going to do? Use a dating app to find friends? I've never heard of anybody actually having success with those apps. So let me just talk about the reasons why I think that none of the existing social media platforms are potential places for me to make meaningful connections with other people. Let's start by talking about Reddit. Now, I'm banned from Reddit for a very funny reason. I'm banned from Reddit because I criticized Stalin. I said something to the effect of Stalin wasn't a perfect, great man that everybody should look up to and celebrate. And I got banned from a couple subreddits for saying that. And then I was banned across Reddit because I made a new account because I didn't think that I should be banned from the entire website because I am not a Stalin stan. And it turns out that that's, perma-ban worthy. And that says so much. That says so much that it's 2023. And if you're not simping for dictators and, mass murderers, then you're an outcast. Like, pause for effect. That's ridiculous. So Reddit is a lost cause. Tumblr is a lost cause too because again, the extremism and polarization there is a different kind of nutty, where half of the people on Tumblr are excessively, regressively LGBT/queer. And not necessarily even really LGBT, they just want to be part of LGBT so bad that, everybody wants to have some of that, like, oppression juice to get the clout so that people can see them as victims and give them the aforementioned entitlement of, like, pity clout. And that's great because I don't want to get into that too much because I have a lot of feelings about that. I need to make a separate video, but basically there's no such thing as a transgender community for people that transitioned and are trans people who have transitioned and are living the best life that they can. The transgender community is more focused online. It's more focused towards, creating echo chambers of entitlement for people to police other people's language. And I'm not talking about, like, the basic self-respect and reciprocal respect that people should have and give for different identities, but like neopronouns and people that have multiple sets of pronouns but still will be upset if a cis person will use the wrong ones. And I use the scare quotes for cis because cis is just anybody that's not trying to get into the gold rush of the, uh, you know, the token for being oppressed. And that's really, I mean, I don't know how to exactly phrase what I'm trying to say there, but this is a culture wherein people are chasing after some kind of status as being a marginalized group, even if they're not. And they want that so badly because they can be entitled and be little Karens about. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. If you go onto TikTok, you'll see tons of stuff of people just complaining about not getting the special treatment that they think they deserve because they pretend to be a marginalized identity. Like, wonderful. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to be. I don't want to be hanging out with the people in the current transgender community. It's not the same as it was in the 2010s. So what am I supposed to do? The other half of Tumblr is, people that hate those people so much and they think that I'm one of them. And I can't, to them, I can't be differentiated because they see that there's a current transgender movement that's basically trying to indoctrinate kids and trying to encourage kids into doing stuff that they'll regret later on in life. And a lot of them are, in fact, pedophiles. And I don't think that we should be pretending that there's not people on the left and the right that are actually like mega creeps. And, maybe there needs to be people like me that are transgender to come out and say that that is actually a thing. Like, some of those drag queens and some of those TikTokers that try to, get on your kids' social media and teach them about sex and stuff, like, that is wrong. And I'm tired of pretending that I have to stand up for them and be lumped in with them. So I don't want to be part of that crowd. I don't want to be part of the tankies on Reddit. And I don't want to reach out to the right wingers that frankly would prefer if I killed myself. And nobody uses Facebook. So what am I left with? What am I left with? Twitter? Am I going to make friends on Twitter? No. I don't even, that's such a rhetorical question. So what do I do? What is somebody to do? I'm so isolated that it's like I'm just being pulled into this different flavor of craziness. I don't want to engage with the craziness of, the modern present day discourse about politics and cultural stuff. Like that will be a different flavor of crazy that I'm not trying to sample. Instead, I have the crazy pill of being very much all on my own. And it is getting to me. It's getting to me because, like, there's nothing I can do about it. This sucks. So, I don't know. I can't go on YouTube and expect that somebody will have some kind of magical answer for me, but let me put this out into the ether of the net, the Ethernet. Let me put this out there. It's not that I don't have any friends. It's just that the friends that I have don't truly know who I am. I don't truly connect with people. And I know that if you're one of those 4 or 5 people that I talk to in the world and you hear that, it might upset you. And you know who you are. But that's the thing. I will feel worse if I don't come out and say the truth. There isn't actually anybody that I currently speak to who I have a deep connection with. There are people that I have online friendships with. Like I said, 4 or 5. But none of those friendships are, they don't truly know me. What does it mean to truly know me? I don't know. For me, it would be being able to understand something about a person that they don't necessarily tell you. And the kind of relationships that I have is I basically just tell people things, and they just are like, oh, okay. They don't understand what I'm actually about because I just kind of tell them the answers. There's no intuition behind the relationships I have currently. And maybe that's something that you can't easily find no matter who you are or what your situation is in life. But I think the reason why a lot of people go and make videos about feeling alone is because they're not talking about quantity of relations or connections. They're talking about quality. And it's not, again, I'm not saying that I don't have quality friendships. I'm saying that I don't have a friendship with a level of quality in which I don't spend every waking hour that I'm alone feeling like I'm completely alone. Because even if I do have those conversations with people, as soon as I'm done talking to somebody, I get that anxiety that I need to connect to somebody. And that's because I didn't connect with them when I was talking to them. So that's the best way I can explain it. I'm having trouble to connect to people to the point where I'm actually feeling known. And I don't know if that's something that is a result of social media in general, or if it's because I'm truly too different to feel like I have a community where I belong. Either way, it sucks. And I guess all I'm trying to say is I really, really wish, not that that matters, but I would really, really like to have a community. And I can't go into an existing community because they're all full of crazy people. They're full of bullies. They're full of ideologues. They're full of, basically every place where I go, I'm always the most wanted person by the moderators who don't want any free thought. They don't want anyone to not agree with the echo chamber. And I don't want to have an echo chamber. I would rather talk to a person who actively hates me and wants me to kill myself than be part of an echo chamber. I would rather have a dialogue, even if it's not a productive dialogue, with somebody that hates me. Because of course you hate me. There is a lot to hate about me. I am a freak. I am weird. I'm not exactly the kind of person that there needs to be more of in the world because I'm not. It's not that I'm not happy with the direction my life is going in, but I'm extremely miserable about the direction my life has come from. And I don't want more people to be coming up into the transgender reality. I really think that this is something that happens rarely, like at most 1% of people. And each and every case of a transgender person is, in fact, a tragedy. Like, I will never have the same quality of life as somebody that's not transgender. Like, I can do the best that I can. I can just do my best. But my best will only ever be as good as somebody else's average. Like, in terms of their happiness, in terms of feeling comfortable in life, I'm never going to be as comfortable as a normal person. And I just think that the least that I could have is some kind of friend. Like, I don't know exactly what it would look like. What kind of person would be a good friend to me? Because I've never had that before. I was actually a really popular person in high school. And I didn't start out that way. My first 2 years of high school, I was a complete loser. Even more so than now. But my second 2 years of high school, my third and fourth year of high school, I pretty much became the most popular person in school. I'm not gonna lie, like I was literally the school's rock star, and I was all hanging out with pretty attractive girls. Like We would go out at night and drive in my mom's car or my girlfriend's mom's car, and we would do some questionable things like drive fast off roads and eat cookie dough in the trunk of the car and sit on highway underpasses and cat. Well, I guess this is the friend that I really need in my life. Say hi to YouTube. So like, can I find one person in the world who is like, you know, almost as good a friend as Mimi the cat here? Don't step on that. Don't step on the click. You did it anyway. Okay, just step on literally everything. Cat, you literally stepped on half the keys just now. But I still love you. Okay, now you're head bopping the computer. Alright. So my cat obviously loves me. I don't know. Is there anybody on the internet? Is there anybody in the actual world that I can resonate with? Because again, I'm not all about people just agreeing with everything I say or being like, I don't know, echo chambers, soundboards, whatever. I don't want to just preach to the choir. I would rather have a friend who can, you know, challenge me or disagree with me or even like dislike me rather than just always simping for me. And I don't know. I just don't have any friends that I can like do activities with, even if it's digitally. And I don't know. I'm frustrated. My cat is a lot happier than I am, obviously. Stop head bopping the computer. Don't look at me like that. Come here. Cat, we're on recording right now. Come on. Come sit on my lap. Just think about it. Okay, you walk that way, and I'll focus on the video. There's two kinds of people in the world. There's people who believe that the things that happen to a person are their fault. And there's people who believe that the things that happen to a person are the universe's fault. And I'm on that side. I don't think that I can change up my tactics here and reasonably quickly find the solution and change this all up. I think the best thing for me to do is to continue along in my misery for maybe a few more months, maybe a year. And if I'm lucky, within 3 to 12 months, I might have that person in my life who is who is a light unto me. But I don't have that right now. Meh. Yeah. So I don't know. There's not much more I'd like to talk about right now, but if anybody is ever going to watch this video and they understand what I'm saying, I'm sure that somebody does. I mean, here's something I do want to talk about. For all the empty, like, social media apps where I don't have any engagement from other people, like, it's very strange that I have had a few connections in my life that are kind of, like, notable, I guess. Like, I'm not gonna be trying to be bragging here, and I'm trying to make a point. So just we'll make it there. So I basically have a kind of distant friendship with some other YouTubers, particularly Howard Bloom. Howard Bloom is kind of my homeboy. um, I've talked to him sparingly since 2012. I think 2012, 2013. So about a decade. I've been in correspondence with Howard Bloom. And if you don't know who that is, I mean, you probably don't know who I am either. So just, we're people. We're people. And I love Howard Bloom because he's somebody that he's a person. And I appreciate him because he conducts himself as a person. I'm also in a similar loose friendship with TJ Kirk, the Amazing Atheist. He's the kind of guy that I can send a meme to and he'll LOL. Sometimes we have brief back and forth about politics or stuff. I mean, it could be anything. There was a time that he was, very, very like kind to me, and I was just like, yes, that tiny bit of sunlight from another human being. For a little while, I was part of his Discord community, and I got banned from that twice. The first time, he brought me right back into the server because he's like, you can't ban JoJo. I forbid it. And I made fun of everybody. I was like, you guys tried to cancel me on TJ Kirk Discord. But it happened a second time because I was pretty much being cussed out by somebody that was very upset at the time and going back and forth between like, oh, I think I have a crush on you, and please look at a picture of my ass, to like you're trash, you're nothing, I hope that you kill yourself kind of person, like like a narcissist. And eventually I was banned from that server a second time because a moderator basically said, oh, you're trolling that person, because the only reason why they would be telling you all this stuff is because you did something to set them off. It's like, yeah, I didn't take a look at their ass pics like they asked me to. That was basically the reason. A little while after that, I was trying to kick around with a Collapse of Civilization subreddit Discord server, and that went similarly to the Reddit thing. It wasn't so much that like, oh, I don't particularly stand Stalin that got me banned from that one. That was more of a situation of people not wanting me to be happy about living in Japan, and that happens all the time. So whenever I talk about Japan, how things are different here, how much I'm grateful and happy to be here, people really don't want anybody to be happy online. They'll take that away from you if they can. So when I'm talking about that, somebody who turned out to be a moderator was, coming angrily to talk to me about how it's like, oh, everybody in Japan is going to be dead in 10 years, and you're delusional if you think otherwise. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I don't, if that's true, I don't care, because 10 years is plenty long enough to live for me. Like, who cares? But once I asked them to stop mansplaining at me, they kicked me, and I was just like, what, did that strike a nerve? You don't like to be told to stop mansplaining? It's like, oh, now you're being sexist. Like, really? I can be sexist if I want. Like, everybody is sexist towards me. Nobody in my life has ever been able
to stop being sexist towards me, except for my close friends. Everybody comes at me with both, like, oh, you're just a mentally ill man and I hate you for that, or oh, you're just a stupid girl and I hate you for that. Like, okay, okay, then I'm going to head and stereotype everybody because nobody has ever given me the benefit of being a human being. So I'm going to put all of you into the same boxes you want to put me into. Fine. I don't care. And yeah, at that point, I just basically decided Discord servers, except for my own, are crap. Screw that. Um, Other than that, I pretty much don't really talk to people. Like, this is it. My cat wants to be pooping while I'm making a video. I can't do anything without my cat just being like, I want to be part of this. Are you good? Okay. Scratching the scratching post. Yep. So I suppose this is a video about me complaining. Complaining because people suck and they don't see my worth. Let's have a moment of silence uh, for the death of third places, for the truly unhinged place that people's political polarization has come to. Like I would rather sit here and talk to a conservative like Blair White than try to be cordial with some of these kind of people that I've described in this video. Like, at least Blair White is an actual transgender person. Like, I'm sorry, shots fired. At least Blair White has the same experience as me. Like, I don't care if she's a Republican. Like, I would rather talk to a Republican who has some basic level of the social skills than deal with these people who's got basically none, but they're leftists. Like, I don't even know if I don't want to associate with them. And honestly, you guys being so unwelcoming to an actual member of an actual marginalized group, it's not like it's pushing me to the right, but you're pushing me out of the left. Because, like, I can't be taken seriously when I associate with those people. If I can in the first place, you know? So what am I to do? In any case, we're going to wrap this up. I haven't said a whole lot, but we will bring it back. Let's review. I deserve better friends. I deserve more friends, is what I'm really trying to say. Like I want one or two people that I can actually understand reciprocatively. I don't know. I'm forgetting English the longer I live in Japan. And there's nowhere that I can look online for that. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Literally make a 4chan account for the first time and be like, hey, 4chan, who wants to be friends with a tranny? Weeb? I mean, actually, probably some of them would. But is that really the thing that I need to be doing? Let me know. This has been a video by Jojo Holly, the person that you do not know of, at least if you're watching this recently to its upload. And we will convene again soon. This is me turning the video off.